where we meet one of Britain's great Britons. It's a person who's done something outstanding for another person or people. This week, we're joined by Craig Wellstead, who was one of the co-founders of the Don's Local Action Group. Welcome, Craig.
Hello.
Craig, tell us what it is that the Don's Local Action Group actually does.
The Don's Local Action Group was founded by 3 AFC Wimbledon supporters in March last year, basically to help with COVID, those self-isolating, shielding, couldn't get any food deliveries from supermarkets with no one to come around and help them with food and stuff like that. And within weeks and weeks, we've raised 2,000 volunteers outside 22 supermarkets, volunteers from 8 in the morning till 5 in the evening, outside on the table, collecting food, getting it back to distribution hubs, and volunteer drivers getting it out to those who needed it.
Wow, I mean, that's a big commitment from your volunteers. Those are long days. Where do you find these volunteers?
Well, the story started with Wimbledon, a meeting in December 2019. AFC Wimbledon were £11 million short of funding their stadium. So the supporters got together in January and we started the Plough Lane Bond. Within 5 or 6 weeks, we raised £5.4 million to help save the stadium. Therefore, we've got a group of volunteers already set in place for when we decided to help with COVID. So we already had a volunteer army sorted out already. We started at the Old Rutland Sports Club in Merton Park, which is a community-based club. So in the community, rather football fans spread, all over the country, we had a nucleus of volunteers in certain areas in the community. So those all local, knew everybody. They could all go to local stores and support getting the food for the people who needed it.
Craig, can we send you up to Glasgow? Because, 2,000 supporters, that's amazing. Clearly, your organisation has an astonishing organisational skills.
It's a strange thing, really, because the community helped us raise the money for the stadium, and within 1 or 2 weeks, suddenly we're helping the community. But it wasn't even trying. People were just coming to us, helping. You also got to remember in lockdown, people couldn't get out unless they was helping. If you was a key worker? A volunteer was a key worker outside a supermarket. A volunteer was a key worker delivering food to somebody's house who couldn't get any food for 6 weeks from any of the supermarkets because all the deliveries were, full up.
But how did people find you? How did you let people know that you were there and that you could help them?
It was social media. I'm on no social media whatsoever, but everyone was all over social media. And suddenly we got numbers. We was outside, within 2 weeks we was at 3 supermarkets. Within about 8 weeks we was outside 22. We didn't, I can say this on air, I presume. We didn't ask at any single supermarket whether we was allowed there. We just turned up with volunteers and tables at 6 o'clock in the morning, putting the tables down, walking along the queues, asking for the food that was required for the food boxes. We had no idea. So basically, Age UK, when we first started, went to Age UK and asked them, what does an average food box consist of? And we used that and worked from there. That's
amazing. It's mind-boggling. So basically, you just decided you'd do it.
Yeah, pretty much. Because that's what, basically, if you know the story of AFC Wimbledon, that's what you do, just fight adversity all the time. It's weird, I'm humbled by our volunteers. When you look at the figures and the stats that we've done, you step back in amazement. We started out, we'll just do this and help people during COVID. Now we've moved to food poverty. Now, since we started on the 21st of March, we've delivered over nearly 200,000 food boxes. And this year alone, now because obviously we've got more professional, we've got data and stats that confirm this. But since the 1st of January this year, we've given out over £1 million worth of food to those that need it, whether it be food banks, any organisations, social services refer families to us and individuals to us, and we get food to them within about an hour and a half.
An hour, that's amazing.